Well, the big thing I've been preaching too is it's really not about, like, to an extent, yeah, it is how many people are viewing your shit, but in reality, what's more important is who's viewing your shit.
Mm.
Like, I had a song I released that got 1,700 views. Like, I did barely any promotion. It was my first project, had no idea. It was the first song on my first project, had no idea what I was doing, got it to 1,700 views and was like, oh, sick. And it just happened that one of those views was this like random dude in Cuba. And he just happened to be friends with these DJs in Cuba. And then they heard the song and they fucked with it. So they DM'd me on Instagram and they're like, hey, we fuck with you. You want to hop on this track? I was like, fuck yeah. And then I hopped on the track with them, and like they put that song on their project and it won a Cuba Disco Award, which is basically like the Cuban Grammys. Like,
Oh, that's
they
crazy.
won like an electronic music award in Cuba on that project, and like my name's on it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And like not
that's
only
crazy.
that, but like I was like scrolling through their, Instagram, and like especially with Cuba, like they barely have internet there. So like their
Hmm.
infrastructure isn't as big. So like, they had like, so they're playing like all the big shows in Cuba. And like there's this electronic music festival. It was called like IFE Music Festival or whatever. It's like the biggest electronic music festival in Cuba. And they were scheduled to play, and not only that, they got the prime spot on the first day.
Damn.
So like the number one fucking spot at like fucking, I think it was like they go on at like 11, right? And the festival goes to like, 2 in the morning. So it was
Yeah.
like the prime spot where everyone's there, everyone's, there's been a couple artists and like everyone's hyped, right? And like literally I'm just like scrolling through their Instagram, seeing they're playing like some big shows, and I just hit them out. I was like, would you guys ever want to like, perform a music, like do a music video for this? And they're like, yeah, if you can get out to Cuba, like we're down. And they have a guy that does like professional quality videos. And so I was like, hell yeah. And then I just made like an offhanded comment. I was like, well, you guys playing any shows? Well, like maybe I could come around the time we're playing the shows and we could perform a song live. And they were just nonchalantly like, oh yeah, we're playing this festival, like come play that with us. And I was like, perfect. So I like
Oh,
bought a
that's
ticket
fire.
and I went out, but like I didn't know anything about the festival. Right.
Yeah.
And then like you show up, like there's a video on my YouTube, you can see it, but like I show up for sound check and it's like under this bridge in Havana, and they have these like gates blocked off like in front of the stage. And I thought that was like the barrier to like, all right, everyone comes in here. So I was thinking like, all right, with that size is maybe a capacity of like 1,000 to 2,000 people. But what that actually was the barrier for the VIP section, and it actually went all the way past the bridge. And so I show up to the show, and there's over fucking 6,000 people there.
That's crazy.
And I was like, damn, bro, like I literally got a gig in front of 6,000 people from a song that had 1,700 views.
Yeah.
And I
No, that's fire.
performed it in front of more people than that had heard it on Spotify. So it's
Yeah.
like, with these ads, like I think one thing that makes me able to stomach like when they don't perform as well is like, well, you don't know who heard it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?